Second quarter. Tim, Mike, Bells, take it away.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, there's been rumors so far right now about Phillip Rivers. That the Tennessee Titans got the number 2 overall pick. So far, the Chargers want 2 first-round picks for Phillip Rivers. Fellas, is he worth 2 first-round picks? If you're Tennessee, would you make that move?
2 first-round picks for Phillip Rivers. You know what? It's so funny. The last show, we were comparing him to Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. But if you really want to be frank with how hard it is to find a franchise quarterback, I'm going to go crazy. I say yes. Now, I say yes, but with some stipulations. The number 2 pick and another first-round pick from the next year, that's a little steep. But if you're talking 12 and 19, like a franchise that's confused and doesn't know what to do with quarterback, I say that's actually the value that he calls for. I mean, look at what Phillip Rivers does. He has a cannon. He has enough mobility to extend plays. He has a passion for the game. He's a great leader. He may cuss out a few refs here and there, but he plays the game hard. And he plays the hardest position very efficiently. The only thing that scares me about that trade is that you may be getting less. Like, if you could bring Mike McCoy with him to continue the development that he's had the last 2 years, then I'd say he could probably even be worth that number 2 pick. But it's like a yes-no kind of answer. It could get too steep. But depending on where in the first round you give for him, I think it's a fair trade.
I think that 2 first-round picks for just about anybody in football is insane, especially when you throw in the fact that it's the number 2 overall pick. That's crazy. Phillip Rivers is not Andrew Luck, not only in ability but in age. He's 33 years old. He doesn't have that much time left. The Titans aren't a quarterback away from winning. The Titans aren't a team whose roster looks like the Bills or the Jets or the Arizona Cardinals. They're not ready to win. And by the time they are, Phillip Rivers is going to be, 35, 36 at least? So yeah. I think that thought is crazy. Now, if I'm the Arizona Cardinals, I'm picking somewhere in the 20s. They had a playoff run last year, so they got to be in there somewhere. I might think about a first and maybe a third, but even for them to give up a first this year and a first next year, even though that would be another probably pick in the 20s, they'll be a playoff team again. That's 2 first-round draft picks is a lot to give up for a 33-year-old quarterback who's won nothing in his lifetime. Whoever came up with this idea in San Diego, I'll have what he's having, because.
That's a sick drink, bro.
They said that she wants him to go to the Jets. I guess
Oh,
Sean's
man. Listen, I'll tell you this. I have to agree with Bills with one thing. I don't think anybody in the league is worth 2 first-round picks anymore. That's gone. I mean, unless Phillip Rivers was like he was 24, 25 years old, and he's having a problem with the Chargers. Then I can say, you know what? If you're a team that's a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl with the weapons he'd be surrounded by, then I'll say, you know what? Give it a shot. But at 34 years old, going on 35, I wouldn't do it. Especially Tennessee, who has the number 2 overall pick. Okay, you're gonna give up your number 2 overall pick, and then in the second round, your round 2 number overall pick. That makes no sense. You're mortgaging the future for what? For a guy to make his last bit of money and just live in Tennessee? It's not gonna do nothing. Now, if you just trade away, like I said, a second round pick, then I'm saying, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. If you look at the Tennessee Titans roster, especially on offense, if Phillip Rivers was there, you have receivers like Kendall Hunter. Okay, you have Justin Hunter. Excuse me, Kendall Wright, Justin Hunter. You have even a running back in Bishop Sankey. So you had a lot of young players potential. I'm not gonna say stars right off the bat because they haven't really done anything. But again, Tennessee has had a good, decent quarterback since I'd probably say Vince Young. So after McNair, then Vince Young. What else have they had? So if Philip Rivers was to come to this team would look a whole lot different because you have an experienced quarterback. But to mortgage 2 first-round picks, I would not do it. Even if I'm the Jets, you got to be crazy. New York Jet fans, if you celebrate for getting Philip Rivers for 2 first-round picks, it's sad, very sad.
Yeah, I gotta. Just stated that Rivers played with the worst wide receivers and no O-line. And he isn't Brady, but he can win. What do you guys think about that?
Okay, yeah. Can I say something like, I'm not trying to say he's worth it on any team. I have to really put some clauses in my initial statement. If you were a quarterback away, I'd say go for it. To be honest with you, because that one deep playoff run is going to bring your franchise in a butt ton of money anyway. So even after he leaves, it's worth it. So for the teams that can do it, honestly, they shouldn't. Because like you said, Tennessee, nah, stop it. The Browns, it's not worth it. You just need talent right now. But if it was a team. I would say, not this year, but I think next year, I think people are going to realize that the Bills are a quarterback away. I think a team like the Bills or even a team like the Arizona Cardinals, they're a little bit closer. So, if they felt if they made a deep playoff run this year and the next year they just said, "Dad, we were 1 play away," I say go for it all right now because go big or go home. But in general, you guys are dead on. If your team rebuilding and you don't have it, you ain't gonna get it with just Philip Rivers.
Sean, who made that ridiculous statement before? about the lack of players around him?
Ooh.
All right, well, it's not important who it was, Sean. Whoever it was, stop it, bro. All right, you had Vincent Jackson, you had LaDainian Tomlinson, Keenan Allen's a beast. Don't sell Malcolm Floyd short. He's had the greatest tight end that I've ever seen play in Antonio Gates. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Enough.
I can't co-sign with Carl on that one. I mean, like we said, ironically in that same debate, there was a good 5 years. Where the Chargers were the preseason Super Bowl favorite for 5 straight years, and that wasn't just on hype. That he had a squad with him.
I think Boomer. Chris Berman picked them to go to the Super Bowl like you said, 4 or 5 years in a row. Philip Rivers just had good talent around the man on both sides of the football. I'm not trying to sell the man short. I'm not saying he's not worth somebody taking a shot who's a quarterback away, but nobody's worth 2 first-round picks, especially if he's 34 years old, man.
But not for nothing though. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with Carl, but I give him one thing. Don't get me wrong. Antonio Gates is great. LT is a Hall of Famer. His receiving core, I'm not going to say they were great. Wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute.
Hold on, it's only one LT. That's LDT, son. There's only one LT.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, listen. I'm sorry. LDT number 21. Out of TCU. I apologize, Belfort. But you got to look at this. That division, Denver, when the Chargers was great, Denver wasn't doing anything. The Raiders wasn't doing anything. They're still not doing nothing yet. And the Chiefs were the Chiefs. So I won't say that. I can see where Carl's coming from with the receiving core. The receiving core was not the greatest. And I think that I would give him that. But LDT and Antonio Gates was great. But LDT didn't last long with the Chargers. Look where he's at. and ODT either. And you know what? Philip Rivers still had the same average wide receiver core and still put up a lot of great numbers. So I don't see. I cannot see him going. We go to Tennessee there. He can't do the same thing over there. He will surprise a lot of people with those plays.
But see, here's the thing too. I think the GM of the Chargers are really going by his last season. But that's another thing that would make me worried as a team trading for him. It's not to say that Rivers was garbage his whole career, but he stepped it up recently. So that anyone can honestly see that's because of Mike McCoy. It's because of they finally found an offense that works with him because it's enough gunslinging with enough short passes to bring his percentage up. So I don't know if you can really take that risk.
On that note, we got to end this quarter.
We can end it in 1 second. 1 second.
Go ahead, Bells.
If you want to, you can call him BLT. No mayo on that, but that's baby LT, son. Stop it.
Cold cuts.
Oh, that's the best thing. BLT, no mayo.
BLT.
No mayo.
All right, we go
BLT.
guys. We come back shortly.